Hi, this is Sharif with CGS Computers, and I'm here to do a quick video on how to create a sticky header using the free Astra theme so you don't have to pay for the Pro version. There are a lot of great reasons to buy the Pro version, but if you only want a sticky header, that might not be enough to go the route of spending money. So I did a blog post on this a couple months ago, and some people reached out asking about some updates to it, because I think that one of the more recent Astra updates has kind of broken some of the code that I did. Well, the code still works, but the layout doesn't look right. So I've redone it, and I'm going to show you how to do it here. And then I'll put a link to my blog post right in the video, and let's get going. So we're going to head straight over to the plugins just so you can see what we have installed. I'm not using much of this. You see I have the Astra Pro plugin installed, but it's not activated, so you're not seeing any effects from that. Elementor Pro, which I haven't done anything with yet either. This is a clean install. The only themes we have is the WordPress default and Astra, the free version. So let's go into the customizer, and I already have the CSS written in there, but I had to comment it out, and I'll go through it each one piece at a time so you can see what each piece does. So right now, you can see this is a basic, it's as basic of Astra as you can get. This is how it comes out of the box. The only thing I changed was I made the upper border blue, so that you can actually see once we make the header sticky. It's a little bit more contrast, makes it easier to see on the video. Other than that, it's exactly as it comes out of the box. Got a logo, a site title, made a menu with a few items in it just for visuals. So the first thing we're going to do is make the header sticky. The main bar is actually called main header bar, and that's the CSS class. So we're going to fix that position and stretch it to the full width. So here's what happens when we do that. So this little code block here does that for you. So now it's fixed position, which means it is sticky now. We've gotten that far, and it will stretch the full width of the screen. Now you'll notice that the padding is all wrong, right? Because when it's not sticky, you've got all this nice space up here and looks great, and then when you make it sticky, the content moves up because the header no longer becomes part of the layout and part of the space that's taking up in the page. So we need to fix that. So in Astra, the CSS class for everything after the header for the main piece of content is called site content. So this piece of code here just adds a 75 pixel padding to the site content header, or not header, but the site content top. So top padding becomes 75, and now you can see it's moved down. It looks good. Everything seems right. And you could stop here if you wanted to, but it doesn't look good on mobile or tablet, and I'll show you that in a second. So if we look at the tablet view, you'll see that we have some more cut off because the padding needs to be different for tablet view, and again the same thing for mobile view. The padding is different. So what I've done is I've got some extra snippets of code here that are the same thing. They're just site content, but they're applied to different screen sizes. Right? So this first one here, we'll actually do a tablet. So if we go back to the tablet view, it sets the padding for 175 pixels on the site content instead of 75, which is what you have on desktop. And so you can see now that you've got a nice space around. And just for contrast, we'll see how it's gone. And now it looks good. Right? And then the same thing down for mobile. If we look at the mobile view, we're sort of there, but it doesn't match the feel all the way around, right? Because like this border here is a certain amount, and then this is thinner. So for screens that are 650 pics, up to 650 pics, instead of 175, we're going to bump it to 200. All right. So now you've got nice even all the way around, all three looking good. And the other thing I had talked about in my original blog post was about transparency. Since I wrote that blog post, Astra has made the transparency settings part of their free theme, so you don't have to do this anymore. But in case you wanted to, you can still make the header within CSS semi-transparent. In this case, you're going to take the same CSS class, the header bar, and you're going to set an RGB background with, obviously the last number is the transparency amount. Now in this case, I'm using 340.00 and then 50% transparency. This color is kind of garish, but I just did it for contrast, and you can see as we scroll that it is semi-transparent. You can see everything going up right behind you. I'm not a big fan of transparent headers. I like headers that kind of shrink down. I used to be really big on transparent headers, but not anymore. But this is what it looks like. This is the code you would use. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update this code in my blog post, and I'll link that blog post in the video, and that way you can go and look at it. You can copy and paste these bits of code right out of there. So that's the whole thing. That's how you do it. We can hit publish if it ever works. There we go. And we're good to go. We can go back and look at the actual website, and here it is. Now that's cut off because I'm logged in. If I wasn't logged in, there's your semi-transparent sticky header, and it works everywhere. Everything's good and laid out exactly the way you'd want to see it. So that's it. Hit us up on our website, cgscomputer.com, if you have questions, and have a great day.